Welcome to Horrify Environment. If you are new here, you can subscribe our channel. We upload daily horror videos. Even the most courageous people would shudder at the legend that hid in the isolated village of Vukojabina, deep in Serbia's forests. It was a story spoken softly by people gathered around roaring fires. Before bedtime, share the fable of the Serbian dancing lady with wide-eyed children. When the community was yet in its infancy many decades ago, the mysteries hidden in the shadows were more sinister than the night itself. A stunning young woman by the name of Melina won the hearts of everyone who saw her back then. She moved with an almost ethereal grace and elegance, her hair as dark as the midnight sky, and her eyes sparkling like the stars. However, underlying her alluring exterior was a tragically troubled soul. Melina was engaged to Stefan, a charming young man, who was the love of her life. Despite their sincere and intense love, fate had other plans. In the evening, of envious rivals mercilessly killed Stefan to their nuptials, leaving Melina to grieve his death alone. Overwhelmed by sorrow and hopelessness, Melina made a crucial choice. She turned to secretive, prohibited practices that the village elders told in her desperation to be reunited with her beloved Stefan. She called out to the spirits who lived beyond the realm of the living as she danced in the faint moonlight, her hands covered in blood and tears running down her cheeks. However, the spirits she called upon were not kind spirits. In her pain, Melina inadvertently let loose a dark energy that warped her entire essence. She turned into a ghost, no more the bright beauty she once was. The Serbian dancing lady is the sole name for the cursed phantom condemned to wander the planet for all eternity. Strange happenings beset the town of Vukojabina from that night on. The sound of footsteps echoing in the night and eerie melodies drifting through the trees were reported by the villagers. The Serbian dancing lady was described as a horrifying apparition by those who were unlucky enough to see her. Her once beautiful face had been twisted into a hideous mask of suffering and sorrow. The story of the Serbian dancing lady spread over time, eventually becoming a cautionary tale told to kids to discourage them from wandering too far into the forest at night. However, there were always those stupid enough to be seduced in spite of the warnings. Destiny, lured by the excitement of the uncharted. The young woman named Anna was one of the locals who was either courageous or stupid enough to trek into the forest. Anna grew up in Vukojabina and was familiar with the legend of the Serbian dancing lady. She did, however, have a morbid fascination about the mythology, unlike her peers, and a desire to learn the truth about the ghostly apparition that haunted their community. Anna made her choice under a slender moon one fateful evening. With just a lantern and an unwavering resolve in her heart, she ventured into the forest with the intention of discovering the Serbian dancing lady and unraveling the mystery for all time. Anna was moving deeper into the depths of darkness when she heard rustling leaves and spooky whispering in the forest. Anxiety began to thicken the air, and she felt a wave of dread cover her like a veil. But she persisted, propelled by an unquenchable curiosity that would not go away. After several hours, Anna's lantern began to flicker menacingly as she trekked through the thicket. The thick layer of fallen leaves masked her footsteps. She heard it just as uncertainty started to creep into her head. The faint strains of haunting a siren's song of music floated through the trees, beckoning her to come closer. Anna followed the sound, her heart racing in her chest, and with every step she got closer to the source of the unsettling song. The Serbian dancing lady was standing in the middle of a tiny clearing that was illuminated by a gentle moonlight when she finally emerged. Anna stared at the ghostly form in front of her, her breath froze in her throat. The Serbian dancing lady, her ghostly body swaying beautifully to the eerie song that filled the air, was a scene of unfathomable terror mixed with ethereal beauty. However, beneath her pretty facade, Anna had a darkness that made her shiver, a darkness formed of regret and grief. Anna stepped closer hesitantly, her heart thumping in her chest, Mesmerized by the spectral scene unfolding before her, the Serbian dancing lady turned to face Anna as she sensed her presence. An otherworldly fire burned in her eyes, piercing right through Anna's soul. They remained still for a while, only to be disturbed by the somber notes of the music playing all around them. The Serbian dancing lady then spoke, her voice as cold as ice, and her words sent shivers down Anna's back. Her voice resounded in the darkness as she said, "Why have you come, child of the living?" Anna said in a voice that was hardly audible above a whisper, "I want answers. I want to know the real story behind the Serbian dancing lady's tale." With her eyes full of unshed tears, the Serbian dancing lady's spectral face flashed a melancholic grin. "Child, there is no truth to be found here," she said. "Only pain and sorrow." "But why?" Anna pressed, a hint of desperation in her voice. "Why do you come here and haunt me? Whatever became of you?" The Serbian dancing lady's smile vanished and was replaced with a very dejected expression. She said, her voice heaving with emotion, "Long ago, I was like you, a creature of flesh and blood, with hopes and dreams of my own. However, love misled me, and as a result of my ignorance, I let loose a darkness that ate me alive. I am now doomed to roam this planet for all of eternity, a specter doomed to dance by myself in the dark." Anna experienced a feeling of empathy as she talked, mixed with a strong sense of sadness for the Serbian dancing lady's terrible destiny. Beneath her sorrow, however, was a glimmer of resolve. "I will finally bring the wandering soul in front of her to peace. You don't have to dance alone anymore," Anna replied, maintaining a steady tone despite the terror that was pulsing through her body. "Allow me to assist you in achieving tranquility. Let me assist you in finding atonement." The Serbian dancing lady was unable to understand Anna's offer as she gazed at her for a little while with awe in her eyes. Then, very gently, and almost reluctantly, she extended a ghostly hand, and her fingers lightly touched with a touch as light as air, Anna's own. She sighed and said, "Thank you, child," in a scarcely audible voice. "I appreciate you coming to see me and listening to my tale. Maybe there is still hope for me." The Serbian dancing lady then started to disappear, her spectral shape vanishing into the night like smoke on the breeze. However, as she disappeared from view, a calmness descended upon the meadow, driving away the darkness, and the only sound she left behind was the soft rustle of leaves. In the days that followed, stories of bravery and kindness that resonated throughout the generations gradually supplanted the legend of the Serbian dancing lady. Furthermore, even though the people of Kojetin never forgot the eerie presence